Alright, after I made that video, I'm going to be doing a blog update on my website, toplistenla.org. I had saying, come back in the middle of the night, start rebuilding himself. He's been instrumental in helping me out. That shit went up. Them docs about the shit. That really fucked my ass up. So, shows, my situation. With that being said, it's a lot of evil going on. I heard that a lot of them people in Malibu have my shit. Soul consciousness is in that original timeline. Halliburton, all of them got my shit. And they feel like they own me. And they were taking my shit, my spiritual powers, everything. Use 446 hertz to get it back. I'm working with Santa Muerte. Mr. Main to Saint. They've been instrumental in helping me out and looking out for me. Heard them people in that timeline got my powers locked here. Use 694, hertz, 114 hertz combined with 700 hertz to see. All I'm gonna put them at the end. The rest of the whatchamacallits. With that being said, I'm dealing with God right now. It's I don't even know. Not gonna say his fault name, but think of a burn victim. It's a really fucked situation. But I think, it's not beyond my purview. Anyways, after all that shit happened, I lost my connection to my father. My connection to God in the way, soul consciousness and all that. And I'm trying to put it back as fucked up as possible. Yeah, mental shit like that. And I heard, if I do video like this, the Illuminati would manipulate who comes in. They killing off Santa Muerte. Right, Atlas aliens, Baron Samedi taking them over as well as Legua. I was trying to put them back together. I heard them speak, I think, early this morning. But I did this early in the evening. Baron Samedi trying to help out as best as he can. Poor dad is it's a shame what happened. Check something too right after I get off. Anyways, I don't like this situation. I don't like being made powerless. I was saying some things during the day to try to put the Illuminati back in their place. You could play 1248 hertz to get rid of the Illuminati. They took over them 3 Atlas aliens. I also got a frequency to combat curses. For the Illuminati, it's 1248 hertz combined with 2160 hertz. With that being said, calling on Egyptian ancestors, everything. With that being said, it's hell trying to put myself back together. I'm hearing that I hear that girl Ashley Terrell or Renee Wellinger in the back. They did something where, in the middle of the night, I started, saying in the spirit plane, any and all people who are who have been soul swapped by the Illuminati. I don't know if this is having any effect. Anybody who's been soul swapped by the Illuminati is to have the ability to get back in their bodies. And anything that they use against a person to keep them out is be used against them. I remember feeling Adele, Kanye West, everybody getting back in their body. Bill Kahan Capri, I heard that they're going to be, as soon as I mention them, maliciously trying to keep him out of his body. Got your boy Gucci Man here. Troubles look blurry like a ghost, and that looks like a fucking, that's not the word, but it looks like a, whatchamacallit. I remember saying the word the appearing not too long ago. I just had to do some spirit work to try to put some people back in their bodies as best as I can, despite where I'm being held. His name is Delantic Radric, which sounds Serbian. It reminds me of a Serbian war commander I had a crush on back in the day by the name of by the name of Radric, Radovin or something, Radric. Delantic Davis. All right, Radrick Delantic Davis. It almost looked like I couldn't see anything outside. You know, I wanted to mention about Santa Muerte to look out for her because she's been nothing but the greatest. I was thinking about getting some tequila for her. Um, got some rum for Baron Samedi. You got to get rum for Baron Samedi. I remember Santa Muerte. I was told I was destined to become her some shit. I remember appearing as Santa Muerte. All right, I had to do a little bit of spiritual work, just like I did at the beginning. I was told I got the power. It's just like your boy in Thor, and I could use it. But you see the colors this Baron Samedi colors right there. It kills me how them sheriffs were signing me off saying, we ain't got to see your ugly face no more weirdo shit. We're showing around the person that was in my clone body. I'm trying to get rid of it right now. I was trying to free Gucci Man. His name is Radrick Delantic Davis. And, it's like, I don't know how true it is. I've heard that they killed off Adele and all of that. They did it with Eminem. That's why, it's incontrovertible. This is a clone. Um, they have them, and they have my parents like this too for a hot minute. I've been trying to use my abilities to get my parents out this situation where they have you as nothing but insentient consciousness who can only see things, but you can't do anything. The worst fate, this is why they placed me on Threat Atlas so they can covet my abilities and I can't get it back. The Illuminati. I call it the Mountbatten Windsors and the Rothschilds in the spirit plane. I don't call it the Illuminati. I actually tried early in the day with my roach spirits to take over timelines where I got soul swapped. And, in those timelines we usurped the Illuminati and became them and coveted our powers. I got help from Satan as well as Santa Muerte right now. They keep trying to tear me for my connection to that. But the reason why I mentioned Santa Muerte is I remember during this whole thing with Three Eye Atlas or Anumara something, 13 or 14 aliens they call them, who I've been trying to help get them back in their body and their consciousness because Meghan Markle and them was taking it over. They were pretending to be King, all that shit. Along with Zendaya Coleman, it's like, and the aliens were telling me, they can't do anything without cosmic consent. They were saying, I don't consent. They were telling me that. Just tell them niggas next time they try to do it, don't say 12, 15 hertz, just say, I don't consent when they try to take your powers or do things without your whatchamacallit. Some evil motherfuckers. With that being said, I saw Santa Muerte. I was destined to be her, and I kept seeing a future version of myself trapped in hell realms, where she was wearing she was wearing her headdress and all of that, but she had eyes, my face, and I saw her back in my old apartment where I saw somebody who looked like E.T. to me, who was wearing like a burqa and shit, a shawl, hijab, and she had that exact pentagram and those exact colors written over her head. That scared the living fuck out of me. And she was asking for help, Santa Muerte. And I'm like, nah, man, I don't like seeing her. I don't like seeing Baron Salmon. I think they tried killing him off in the middle of the night. Legua, and all of them like that. Like, put them all back, Saint. I hope they ain't trying to take fuck with them. I know the Illuminati kept trying to cover his powers many, many times. And he was, early in the day, he was putting me back together. With that being said, I kept having repeated dreams of being in Malibu. I don't know if it was my original timelines. It didn't feel like it because I wasn't deep in Malibu like that. Like, I went to shops and shit. It was just PCH and Topanga Canyon Boulevard, and that was it. So it's got to be that Halliburton hybrid somehow intermixed. And I was even shown at times, like when I need to be rescued, the white car that my parents, after they got soul swapped and all of that, not their bodies. I remember seeing on in the old soul consciousness of mine, Raven versus this, Raven versus that. I mean, Brian, care versus drug addiction, Kristen versus drug addiction. They got, like I was suffering from real horrible alcohol urges and drug urges on top of that. And that's how Prince Andrew is tragic. I heard it from a shaman I went to in the spirit plane say that, how, we all just fell and I came from a good home. From what I understand, that guy on Nickelodeon who was on that TV show is a mirror of how they portrayed me. Tyler Chase is supposed to represent that. I heard in that timeline it's a crime. They portrayed us, even though, my dad was on the police department for a long time in New Orleans and all of that. I come from a good home. I remember he used to give us beers while he would, which we call in the yard. We were an unconventional family, but very, straight-laced people. My parents didn't do drugs or drink or anything. We were portrayed like, really, I was trying to sacrifice ass for what she did to my parents as her. With that being said, just like she sacrificed mine. She tried to throw them people out their timelines who soul swapped me from what I heard and, just went on her way. That was the first thing that I heard when all of this went down. I don't know what's true. I heard they were showing her off. Woo. She was being tortured by Dr. Phil, but it's a crime, so I got to take my powers and do something about it. I heard that I am down to Briggs represents how she is. It represents how she is in the spirit plane or something. With that being said, I had repeated dreams, analogous to how I had dreams of Prince Harry and all of that, trying to take my shit, saying you can't take your shit back and all this. They like to torment people. They're a bunch of rape babies. They don't like being called that, and their power lies with Queen Elizabeth. That's how you get them. I had to do a bit of spiritual work, so I had to take down Queen Mother. It's like dealing with an insectoid. Me through the help of Saint and Santa Muerte, I came mad close to getting up out the situation. Um, by annulling some paperwork with some beings that they had that put humanity under control and stole a lot of our shit. Um, it was with a partner or something. Yeah, only the freedom. I don't know how accurate. I don't know what the fuck is going on. And I heard that I freed humanity as soon as I did it. Um, it's right there. But it's still my soul consciousness. I was trying to get it back with the help of them poor road spirits yesterday. It was sad and depressing. With that being said, we announced something, and I felt a difference, and I felt the European, all the monarchies that they destroyed, getting their powers back. Habsburgs, who I heard vociferously did not like them. French monarchy and all of them. That shit was real. I remember. I don't know if it's just reptilians. It's Chiatari or whatever. Reptilians are called the Sephardish, I think. Shit, I'm not sure, but I remember hearing the past life ancestor say, "You sold us out to the reptilians, an English past life ancestor." So, from what I heard in the spirit plane, it was supposed to be at the lower level. I know that, but it didn't have much of an effect because of where I'm at. I couldn't do much. In the past, I was able to do something about it. And can't. With that being said, I had perpetual dreams. This is the Ingrid Halliburton's timeline. There was a German woman, huge witch that the Atlas aliens were showing me and wanted me as a sacrifice. Her that would be. Anyways, with that being said, um, I had a repeated dream of shares changing a lot of things, putting me in, giving me new clothes and all of that, and that signifies you being put in a new body. I also had a dream where I was with my parents, my brothers, and all of that, and they were trying to get me to eat something where I guess it changes out my family members. And I'm like, I can't have this shit. This is bullshit. With that being said, I'm going to give y'all updates on what's going on with my situation because it's pretty fucked up. I feel like it's a conspiracy of evil motherfuckers that want to covet my shit, have my spiritual powers, and do something that's not very, very, kosher. Something that's going to be fucked up for humanity. Like I said, I saw in 2037 in that timeline, Los Angeles underwater. And I used to have repeated dreams when I first came out here, a major apocalypse happened. From what I understand, Illuminati, with the help of the demiurge, hopefully they're not putting my dad in place of that and taking advantage of his fucked up state, my fucked up state, because he's been stuck in hell realms. I was trying my best to free him from the Illuminati, Mountbatten Windsors and Rothschilds hell realms by using my abilities, powers to free him. Both of my parents, they got my mom reduced. They call it the pussy monster. My dad there, L, I think, where they got my mom all cut up, and they were showing me the hell realms, and it was fucking depressing. I remember my grandmother Dorothy, on like a go-kart to me with my parents to try to get us out this situation. It's hard to deal with. I can't deal with all this hurt and pain. And right now I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up internally. I gotta see what the fuck is going on. With that being said, my grandmother Dorothy was trying to look out for me as best as she could and help me out. So it came on them go-karts. I don't think it's too late. I still have consciousness and all of that to do something about it. I heard that, like with Black China, Angela White, me, they trying to set it up where I'm not sentient consciousness. I don't see anything. I don't have anything. You stealing my body parts, connection to God, so I gotta do my best to take out the Mountbatten Windsors and Rothschilds. Those are some evil motherfuckers. They almost on a couple of occasions materialized, and I heard as, they steal the soul consciousnesses like they stole soul consciousness of Santa Muerte and use that against people, make entity attachments like the Braille. You can use 4200 hertz to free people from being a Braille entity. They turn them into werewolves as entity attachments for them to, use their powers against people. And the entities they work with and use it to attack people. I remember having one where somebody was referring me, trying to show me something, where they were trying to get me to eat certain shit. It's in my childhood backyard. It felt like Malibu, like a juxtaposition. Just tired. Um, Road spirits ain't in a good place. Everything is all fucked up right now, but it's not impossible. But they'll do something where they tell people, we'll come back for you or some bullshit. But yeah, it was another part of the dream. It was something where they were trying to estrange me from my family. Remember, they were trying to woke the shit out of my fucking family out, and they couldn't. I kept getting fucked with my Jacob Rothschild all yesterday. Last night really fucking bad. I'm being energy harvested by them really bad, and they keep saying ain't nobody gonna see where you are. After dying, I think try to come steal my abilities. CC, I went in the middle. I was able to get it back. Trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. I don't like that people feeding off of me and taking my body parts. That can fuck you up in the next life. When you go into the next life, you'd be too fucked up to reincarnate into the regular, the higher 3D, and you end up in the roach realm. So I need to do something, take my powers right now, and do something about this situation. With that being said, it was a bunch of shit. I'm trying to remember. Some of the 31st, certain that timeline is actually November 25th, Thanksgiving time. But it was something pivotal that I was trying to remember that happened. Hopefully they ain't fucking up my dad, my connection to God through my dad. Hopefully they're not fucking with that. I love my father dearly, you know. I would tell these road spirits it's hard to deal with it. My energy body all fucked up. It's emotionally too much and I can't deal with it. But I have to try. But there was something, you know, my poor brothers were looking, they were just like confused and didn't know what the fuck was going on. And I felt like, I remember hearing them say, you know, why are you leaving us? And I'm like, hell no. I remember the sheriff was trying to get me to wear a new coat and all of that, jeans, all that shit, socks and all that, and I refused. I'm like, no. From what I've seen, it's too much to deal with, and it hurts. Soul consciousness out that body and everything. Last week I almost was trying to get it back in. I came very close, I believe. I've been playing 1.9 million hertz to help. 8 million hertz, I don't know how true that is. Help, I don't know. It really puts everything back as it originally was. It's very depressing. But there was something I wanted to mention about my family in the middle of the night. I totally forgot. But I gotta use, you know, I came close that day to getting rid of him, and it was real from what I was shown by Santa Muerte saying, and he was helping out, very instrumental, and he tried destroying him in the spirit plane. I just say something in the spirit plane to put them back. Put a bots and use 156 hertz to free people from spirit jars. They did the same thing to me. I remember I was about to escape this, but there was something that would change, you know, avert this shit, which was being born. And when I was about to go back, Meghan Markle put me into a fucking box talking about, oh, you know, the Illuminati says you can't leave. Mountbatten Windsors and Rothschilds, you know, the timeline's so fucked up, I heard nobody wants to come in this motherfucker. Because they'll get fucked up. So I gotta do something. You know, like I said, I see that and, you know, I text my parent, but I know something ain't, the way they answer, the way they are ain't right. Something ain't right. And I gotta get on this, and I feel like a lot of my shit got covered out in the middle of the night. But, damn. Oh, stop. So I gotta figure out what the fuck is going on. It's just going too deep. And those some evil motherfuckers, and they gotta be stopped because they're gonna become super powerful, which they're not. They need consent to rule, but they're gonna start using power against humanity. It was something, and trying to kill y'all off, which is their dream. Niggas are human. I say 2037 apocalypse. It's getting help from Adolf Hitler, who's a past life ancestor, who's an ancestor and everything else. Just trying to think of what was going on with my family. It was something vital that showed that they're not in their bodies and that they're dead. Illuminati trying to steal my shit, acting as people, and they couldn't. It was something about trying to get me to eat something, and trying to, like they did with Kanye West and them timelines, make themselves, my ancestors. It was something crucial. It'll come back to me once I'm done. Yes, Norlees. I hope she's in a good place. She works with them, but she was trying to help. I pray she's in a good place, but it's just a fucked up situation where I'm at. I gotta get the. Let's see to be strong. I can't. It's hard to deal with, but I've seen too much evidence that corroborates and proves this is real, and I gotta get on my shit. Bad, all fucked up. The Illuminati say I don't know what's going on. I pray that's not the case. I'm under him now. He's been helping in this situation. Right after May the 1st, 2024, seeing soul entity attachments of people. Look like people, and it's not representing the people that took my shit, and also it's just depressing. Very depressing situation to be in. Seeing my family like that, fucked up. But I gotta take the steps right now to do it right. I can't be like this forever. Ain't nothing wrong with that lady I just showed you. I want to get to a place where that bitch was never born, where all of this gets averted. Frequencies sacrifice people. That being said, 808 hertz frees people. I'm keep saying it. 110 hertz, which the Church of Scientology uses to help get people back in their bodies. 110 hertz combined with 000 hertz puts you back in your body. Take them evil motherfuckers out. This is the way they were trying to steal my abilities and kill off my bloodline. I've been trying to kill their asses all night, day and night. I'm depressed. Beautiful family.